developing the easier areas, the coastal areas. They were easier to develop because these were like low-hanging fruits. So when I look at areas like Solwezi, Konsekula, Kasempa, those are low-hanging fruits. We're not even supposed to be having problems in those areas. Because what is supposed to happen in those areas, the youths in those areas, like I said, if Imbwa, that Imbwa, okay? You use what you have. So what we have in Northwestern Province, we have mineral resources, we have gold, we have copper, we have cobalt, and so on. So if by now we're supposed to be giving reports on how many youths have graduated into millionaires in Northwestern Province under government programs, because government has got to be deliberate. If the Northwestern Province minerals, can we focus and see how youths are going to participate, especially in areas where they've been able to discover the resource themselves? What has government done? Has government helped them with equipment? Has government helped them with training in safe mining, in financial management, in environmental protection? The answer is no. So if government was to move in and structure and formalize that particular industry in that area, that can easily be done. So Apethias under Tonse is not something that should take very long because it's just policy based.
Let's talk to Kaisa William Mafuta Banda.
Kaisa William.
Yes, and he says, Zabige, we need a committee on disability affairs in the Tonse Alliance.
Brilliant, brilliant, Banda. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Kaisa William Banda, I'm very, very happy. That's the importance of this particular program. Because I want to hear from you, okay? We care for the disabled. But if there's an oversight on our part, you have contributed, consider it done. William, are we able to send him a message on the phone number? He can send us a phone. He will send us a phone number. So William, we're going to get in touch with you and hear more from you. If you are one among the differently abled, in this particular case, you may just have landed yourself an appointment. Yeah, we want to be able to carry everybody through. So thank you, William, for that contribution. That will definitely be done.
Tell us what you are going to do to improve the living conditions of people, not fighting politics. Elijah.
Not fighting politics?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Elijah?
Yes, Elijah.
Elijah. I don't get this question.
I think it's how are you going to improve the living conditions of people in Zambia once you're elected president?
Okay, so Elijah, maybe he may have joined the program late. So Elijah, number one, if a policy yesu twaishibati ubwafya bukalamba twakwata mu Zambia, if we as Tonse we're going to pay attention to poverty reduction. So poverty reduction, we will only reduce poverty by creating industrialization, to ensure we have manufacturing industries and many other industries. This is the only way we can create employment. Ila employment is number teachers, they are limited. Ila pela pamo. So once we industrialize, we are going to create employment, and once we create employment, we are going to reduce poverty. We have gone into specifics, Elijah. We have talked about youths in mining. We've also talked about, for instance, mine workers. We have said, as Tonse, we introduce sectoral minimum wages. We know that some of our brothers who are working in the mines are being exploited. Why? Because they're not employed by the mainstream mining houses. They're employed by subcontractors. So many a time, even engineers, young engineers are forced to accept low salaries because there are no opportunities. So as Tonse government, we are going to set up sectoral minimum wages. So what a mine engineer, a civil engineer, a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer earns, the one who works for Mopani, is the same salary, same minimum an engineer who works for a subcontractor is going to get. What a driver who works for Mopani gets is what a driver who works for a subcontractor works. So those are some of the interventions. So Elijah, we've also talked about small-scale miners. We've talked about artists and musicians, and even artisans. We've talked about educated youths and many others. So we've been running through the many sectors, especially those that concern women and also concern the youths. So let me give you another example, Elijah, maybe just to give you comfort. If our policies are based on Nakulumutinta Pamakasa, let's take, for instance, a government program like Cash for Work. Quite a lot of programs like Cash for Work. it's a good program in short term ukwafuisha ko abantu abashikwetisha nchito. But then we as Tonse we would prioritize programs under Cash for Work like Pave Zambia 2000, where we plan to pave up to 2,000 kilometers of roads within the country. So ngachako bat Cash for Work idabantu bale pianga fe mumseo the longa bapianga mailo futi fisoso fya abapo. There hasn't been much change in these communities, but we are saying that we are mwaka nyama and using the paving machines that government already procured. There are paving machines in every province right across. So what hasn't been there is political will to use these paving machines, so that once you manufacture and make pavers, you then allow women and youths to lay